Welcome back to my channel, guys, and today we're going to continue our lesson in media information literacy entitled Responsible Use of Media and Information. Ako nga pala si Teacher Sia, secondary school teacher of Angeles City Senior High School, Schools Division of Angeles City. So let's start. Let's start. Media information literacy. So the topic is responsible use of media and information. So for today, we're going to discuss the outline of our topics are how to be responsible user of media and how to be a responsible user of information as well. So first, what are the three important literacies you need when using social media platforms? You may post this video and write your answer in the comment section down below. And what are the difference between the three literacies? You may post this video and write your answer in the comment section down below. What is the most common media you use to be informed nowadays? So most of us were using Facebook and Twitter and YouTube to be informed, but there are simple things or some things that you need to take into consideration when using this media, these different kinds of media, as we mentioned in our media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy lesson. And remember that whenever you post something, we're responsible to whatever outcomes it produces. So you don't just post something, you don't just write something in the internet. Okay? Remember what I mentioned in the past, that whatever you put in YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, most of them are not deleted. Okay? Even your chats, the chat logs, they're not deleted. They're saved in the database of those particular social media sites. And with the help of the courts, if you are filed by someone case, they can retrieve those logs, like your posts, your videos, your chat messages. So please be careful whenever you post something. Okay, you may not know who will use those things against you. So first activity, write 1 if you think it is a responsible action in using media, and 0 if not. You may write your answer in the comment section down below. So first, immediately sharing information you see in social media sites. 1 if it's the right thing to do, 0 if it's not. Blocking someone in social media platforms that gives harsh comments about your post. Again, 1 if it's right, 0 if it's wrong. Not citing sources in your assignments or reports. Again, 1 if it's right, 0 if it's wrong. Turning off your cell phone notifications when doing important works. So again, 1 if it's right, 0 if it's wrong. This is from Google. Okay? 2.85 billion people are monthly users of Facebook, and 2.2 billion are monthly users of YouTube. Okay? With those data, we can see that a lot of people are looking for information in these two platforms, specifically YouTube and Facebook. Okay? And if you will post something, make sure that you are posting correct information, or else you would lead other people into misunderstanding. Okay? Especially influencers, okay? In YouTube and Facebook, their videos can influence people to do something. So here are the negative effects of media. First is distraction, loss of productivity. This is really true when it comes to schooling and profession. Okay, most of the public government, sorry, most of the government agencies prohibit the use of Facebook because it lessens the productivity of their employees. Even at school, most of the time we communicate in Facebook, but we lessen the use of it so that we can focus on paperworks. Okay. Another, for you students, if you have a lot of time in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you will forget your modules. Okay. Second, addiction. Again, we talk about addiction in the previous lessons. We cannot tell someone is addicted to something unless there's a medical medical verification from a psychologist. Okay, addiction, let's say social media, if he or she is using social media platforms without any other reason, like business, to educate, okay, be educated, then if he or she is using it the whole day, possible he or she is addicted. Okay, even in online games, okay, it is very addictive. Stress and mood. Please be careful because not all the time when you go to social media you are in good mood. Most of the time you're stressed. Okay? If you're familiar with the word flame wars, if someone commented about your post negatively, you will answer his or her comments, then you would fire back. That person will fire back at you with another comment, so on and so forth. Most Filipinos are like this. If they would post something about a trend in social media and someone doesn't like their opinion, someone will reply back supporting his or her claims, and until this thing goes viral. Okay? Another is the fear of missing out, fear or FOMO. Okay? In social media, especially nowadays, we're not allowed to go outside. Okay, if some of your friends could go somewhere and you would be jealous of them, well, that's a big problem. Okay, your mood will change. You will be stressed out. There's anxiety going to happen. Okay, you will be depressed of what is happening with you. So that is not good. That's a negative effect of social media. Then we have social isolation. We cannot avoid this one right now because most of us are isolated because of the pandemic. But even before the pandemic, majority of Gen Zs, okay, majority of your generation are only inclined to use social media platforms to socialize. Problem there is we human beings are social beings. Okay, we evolved to socialize with other people. Okay, yes, it is still socialization online, but there is a difference between interacting personally with other people. Okay, that is the real essence of socialization. So don't forget that social media is not just the only avenue for you to socialize with other people. Let's hope that this pandemic ends as early as possible so that we can go back to our old ways of meeting other people and interacting with them. So social media is not bad, making sure you're responsible in using them. That's really important, okay? Because if we're not responsible enough, we could do something wrong. So, responsible use of social media. First, turn off notification while doing important things. Again, this is a bit difficult in our times right now because we focus more on social media to do our work, to do our education, so on and so forth. Okay, limit screen time as much as possible. Let's limit our screen time. Okay, 3 hours. Okay, that will do for a day, so on and so forth. But I guess we cannot avoid it right now. Note of the quality of interaction. Okay, sorry for the typographical error. Okay, if you notice that the conversation is not going smoothly, you end that interaction already. Then be aware of what you post online. Again, think before you click. or think before you post. Awareness is really important, or else it will change everything, especially in social media right now. And more offline interaction. Again, you go out, interact with other people, interact with your family, okay? Because that's a problem right now. Even though we live in a single house, everyone is looking at a cell phone, okay? Facebook, Twitter, okay? The problem there is we don't interact with the people around us. So please be responsible with it. So we have two kinds of information, fake information. First is misinformation. Misinformation is basically false information that is intentionally or unintentionally disseminated on media. Sorry for the typographical error. Okay, so it means there's something wrong on the information that you have or that they have, then they will post it, sometimes intentionally or unintentionally. So other people would basically have a wrong idea of something. Like for example, about the vaccines. Okay, majority of the posts right now are fake news about vaccines. Why? Simple. They don't have evidences. Okay, let's say the WHO will post about this one, the real information. They will use that certain information and add something about it. So there would be false information, then they will intentionally post it. Okay? Someone like you that don't understand how vaccine works will post it. You unintentionally send it to other people because you don't want other people to get hurt. That is your intention. Then you're doing misinformation already. Okay? It started with someone who has this idea of sending wrong information to people. Okay? Then, of course, we are not that literate enough or know these things. Then, we unintentionally share it for the benefit of others. Okay, that is misinformation. While this information is intended to convince online users to favor a group or individual's personal perspective. We Filipinos love this one, okay? A lot of posts in social media, especially right now during the upcoming election period, we are posting, we are sharing different posts from certain groups, okay? Whether it's red, blue, yellow, they have their intentions of their own, personal intentions of their parties, okay? So they will post something against a particular group, a particular person. That is disinformation. Okay? Because you are convincing, yes, this is happening right now. But at the same time, you are getting their sympathy, getting their change of heart because of your personal perspective, their personal perspective. Okay, you're not misinforming them, but the problem is you're giving them a lot of information, some of which are true, some of it are not, to change their perspective. The problem there is most of the things that they are posting are misinformation already that leads to disinformation. So how to verify information online? First, always check the source and author of the information. We talked about it last time. Check the source. Verify the source. Only verified sources are real information. Okay? Let's say in research, you're not going to use Wikipedia, but rather you go to different research journals to check on those valid information. Then fact checking. Again, you fact check. Basically, you go back to the data. You check if the interpretation is correct or not. Okay. So let's talk about plagiarism. This is about plagiarism according to plagiarism.org, an organization that helps us understand what is plagiarism. First, plagiarism is simply turning in someone else's work as your own. You own the work of others. That is plagiarism. That's a basic definition of plagiarism. Next, copying words or ideas from someone else without giving credit. Again, it's connected to the first one. You always give credit to the person who wrote that idea or words. Set of words. Okay. That's why in research, we always cite. Okay, we always cite. I always tell my students to cite their sources, or else it will be flagged during plagiarism scans. Failing to put quotations on quotation marks. Again, this is another problem. Okay, these are quotations that say someone gave a phrase and you use it. That is already plagiarism. Okay, giving incorrect information about the source of a quotation. Again, let's say you took you took a quotation from a historian and you change its name to yours. That is already plagiarism. Okay, changing words by copying the sentence structure of a source without giving credit. Again, if you paraphrase it, we talk about ideas. You change the words, but it's the same idea. That is already plagiarism if you don't give credit to the original owner of that idea. Copying so many words or ideas from a source that it makes up the majority of your work, whether you give credit or not. Again, if all of your work is just copy-paste, whether you give credit, that is already plagiarism. There are certain words, certain number of words that you can just copy. Okay, there is already a rule for that. Please check the APA standards on citation. Okay, if the thought of the idea would change if you paraphrase it, you can copy it, but there are certain rules to follow. There are certain number of words to follow. There is a format to be followed. Okay, so please note of that. Then for your next activity, posting our Facebook page, especially to my students, called George, an acrostic about responsible use of media information using the letters of your nickname. Okay, acrostic. So I'll be checking it in our Facebook page, and also I'll be posting another open discussion, okay, to my students on our Facebook page to see your idea on certain matters related to our topic. How can we be responsible users of media and information? Again, you may post this video and write your answer in the comment section down below. For our next topic, evolution of traditional to new media. Okay, this will be our next topic for next week. So, thank you for listening. We'll see you again next time.